Welcome to a whole new world, the digital classroom of Maryland Academy. A smart class like never before. Easy learning, happy children, happy families.
Life of early man. Life of early humans. Can you imagine a life without the houses we live in, television, schools, delicious foods, means of transport and communication? It would be so difficult. Many years ago, early humans lived in the jungle and were afraid of bigger and stronger wild animals. They did not know how to build houses, so they spent their time on the trees or hid themselves behind the bushes. But all this could not provide them security from wild animals and adverse climatic conditions. Then, they gradually started living in caves. Early humans were hunter-gatherers. They moved from one place to another on foot in search of food and shelter. They ate fruits from trees or roots of plants. They hunted animals and ate them raw as they did not know how to cook food. They used sharp-edged stones to kill animals. These stone tools improved with time and their requirements. This is a Mode 1, or Old Awan, stone tool from the Western Sahara. They made spears, hammers and axe heads. Gradually, they started making tools with bones. They were used not only for hunting but also for cutting, digging and sewing. They covered their bodies with large leaves, barks of trees and animal skin which they sewed together with needle made of bones. Discovery of fire. Taocautian Caves, a World Heritage Site and an early site of human use of fire in China. Fire-hardened spear circa 380,000 to 400,000 years old. Early humans had seen forest fires but did not know how to use it. Like animals, they were afraid of fire. Perhaps accidentally, they discovered fire while rubbing two stones together when a few sparks fell on a heap of dry grass lying nearby and caught fire. This discovery was a turning point in their lives. Uses of fire. With the passage of time, they learned the use of fire. They found that they could light up their caves and protect their family from cold and wild animals using fire. They also came to know that the roasted food was much softer and tastier than raw meat. This was the beginning of cooked food. They also made bonfires for gatherings. Improvement in life. While living in caves in the jungles, early humans regularly required to go far off to the riverbanks for drinking water. They gradually started living near banks. Now, they could get water easily for various activities. They also knew that all animals came to riverbanks for drinking water when they could be hunted easily. Fish was their main food. Earlier they lived in far-off caves and it was difficult to meet each other, but now they started living in groups, helped each other and gave protection to the families from wild animals together. Discovery of farming. By this time, early humans had quite developed their thinking process. They noticed the seed in the soil grow into plants and got the idea of growing plants for their food. They collected and sowed seeds in the soil, thus, they began farming. Most of the seeds grew into plants. Early man had transformed from being a hunter-gatherer to a food producer. They used stones to dig the soil. Later, they developed tools with proper shapes of wood and stones. Earlier, they plowed the land themselves, but later on began to use animals. Rearing animals. Along with farming, early humans started taming animals like hen, goat, cow and sheep. Sheep, goat, pig, donkey were domesticated by early humans. They started using these animals for different works like obtaining milk, eggs, for carrying them and things. They used the bullock to plow the field and dogs for security from wild animals and for hunting. Water carriage. It is believed that early humans learned to travel on water before the invention of wheel. They must have noticed some logs of wood floating on water that gave them the idea of sailing. They made a raft by tying some logs together that helped them in fishing. Discovery of wheel. Early humans walked on foot and later used animals to travel with very less goods. Later they started carrying goods on tied pieces of wood. One day, they noticed a big rock boulder rolling down the hill, which gave them the idea of a wheel. They tried to make a stone wheel first, but it was difficult to make a hole in a big stone. Then they tried making wheel with a wide stem of the tree. They fitted these wheels to the carts. Now they could easily move the carts on uneven ground. Now, traveling became easier and faster. Then the potter's wheel was invented to make pots and pans with clay. Much later, they must have observed that the jungle fire usually left burnt products behind it. They would have found that some of the partially melted stones converted to solid metals on cooling down. This gave them the idea of extracting metals from ores. Early evidence for the extensive heat treatment of Silkreet, South Africa. They started melting such stones in fire and began making tools. Iron and copper were the first metals to be discovered. They made sharp and strong tools and used them to clear forests for farming. It was another leap towards progress. Gradually, new means of transport were developed like bicycle, tonga, scooter, car, bus, train, ship and airplane. Means of communication also developed like radio, television, telegraph and telephone. These inventions are the reason why we are living a comfortable life today.
Make things happen. Take inspired action.
Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow.